Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Pete.
and
And
this
this
is
is
a
a
Zenny
Zenny
Save.
Save.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Zenny Save, and this week it's Cap Communism, also known as the Slow News Week edition.
Yeah. um, the only real news that seemed to jump out at us over the past couple weeks, other than a couple of major releases, which we're going to talk about today, is that just recently Nintendo and the Pokemon Company unveiled their new games, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, for the holiday season of this year. And what's really exciting about that is the fact that if you buy the digital re-releases of Blue, Red, or Yellow on the 3DS, you can actually transfer these Pokemon to the Pokemon Bank, which will then transfer into Sun or Moon, which is great because for people who have been playing these games since the beginning, they've only been able to take Pokemon from the third generation, from the Game Boy Advance games, up and all the way through like the DS and then 3DS. So here's a chance for people to be like, all right, I'm starting with the first one. I'm going to take my Bulbasaur and raise him to be a badass, and then I'm going to transfer him into Sun and Moon and see what happens.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Honestly, that's really neat.
Yeah, so that
We don't know a whole lot else about the game yet, do we?
we know nothing about it.
They really teased us.
They showed a wireframe of a new bird.
Yeah.
Of course, we assume it's a bird. Watch it end up being something completely different. Like, oh, you thought it was a bird. It's actually a bug.
Yeah.
Like a weedle with wings. They super teased, and it's weird because they had a direct for it, and normally Nintendo directs are at least 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now this thing was 6-7 minutes long.
Yeah, they're just like, "What's up, y'all? New Pokemon, we out."
That's it.
Yeah,
It's
we know
coming.
you love it.
Oh, and they announced that instead of launching in 7 language, it'll launch in 9, including traditional Chinese.
Yeah.
So hey,
Cool.
that means we get to play with the Chinese right from the get-go. So that's cool. But yeah, that's it for news this week.
Yeah, pretty much. Been slow month outside of Street Fighter V, which we're about to segue into our review for, and Mega Man Legacy Collection, compliments of our friend Pete right here. Yeah. So let's start with Street Fighter. This has obviously been the hot button topic for the second half of February, last bit of this month. Pretty much what people have been saying is that this is not a finished $60 game. So I was so excited to get the next Street Fighter in my hands, and I'm still happy that I have it and I'm playing it and playing online and with friends, and the fighting, the core mechanics and characters are solid, but this isn't a finished game.
Not even remotely.
The features are threadbare. It's inexcusable how skimp it is. Just skimpification to an egregious level. You understand? No arcade mode. You can only unlock costume colors through survival mode, just grinding and grinding. And the balancing in survival mode is atrocious. Okay,
oh, yeah.
You can get through maybe a dozen, maybe 20 stages where the computer AI is just cream puff level difficulty, and then there's no smooth arc in the difficulty grade. It just will spike randomly, and you'll lose the last 15, 20 minutes of work that you just put in, trying to unlock, level 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9 costumes. And it's just ridiculous. And to make matters worse, you can't earn fight money if you're not connected to the internet, which was a serious problem the first week the game came out because the servers were complete crap. So they were having to hot fix and take the servers down and put them back up. And anytime you got kicked off, you would just get kicked off randomly, by the way. And so and if you were in the middle of a survival mode round and you were like say doing hard or hell difficulty trying to earn stuff, and the server just connects you, then you're screwed. You have to start over, even if you were winning, and that's just crazy. Like for like one, all those betas were for nothing because the first week, and through that weekend of gameplay was really bad and really inconsistent. And there were a couple times I was able to get on and just be on and play, and which is good, but you didn't know what you were going to get, and the problems were persistent throughout that week. And then all the features like unlock, earning fight money are tied into being connected online. And if you can't get online matches, so you're like, okay, well, I'll just play survival mode, or I'll just play story mode and
for 15 minutes
and earn stuff. And you can't even do that. You can't even earn anything for doing it because in offline mode you can't get any rewards. It's ridiculous. That's just bad design. Like they should patch the game to do this. That you need to allow people to be able to play the game and earn the rewards and points from the game offline. Mm-hmm. Period. Like this is Street Fighter 5, not Street Fighter Online. If you don't have an internet connection, go fuck yourself. It's Street Fighter 5. I should be able to play what is there offline and still get something out of it. It's crazy. Like Capcom, this is bad. All right, this is a problem. And if it wasn't for the fact that the core player versus player mechanics were so solid, or as good as they are, that it would just be complete trash. It's like that's the only thing carrying it right now. It's like they released this game with the tournament community, the fighting game community in mind, and no one else. And that's a problem because casual gamers want single player modes. They want single player. They want offline value, and they want to be able to play this game. They don't want to necessarily play it online competitively. They want to just be able to turn it on and have it and play it with this certain character or play this certain mode, or that they come to expect after 20 years, 25 years of fighting games, and there's that be that. And the casual gamers are what make these games possible. They're the ones buying these games, funding future generations of fighting games. So for them to rush the game, and they rushed it, there's no two ways about it. They rushed the game a month ahead of schedule, and you see game modes that are grayed out that you can't select, challenge mode in the marketplace or whatever, and a suspicious lack of any arcade mode whatsoever. And and then you can't release the game like this and then charge $60 for it. This is a $60 full price release, and we're supposed to just sit on our hands and wait for the final content. And it's even more insulting knowing that they bumped this game up a month. Mm-hmm. This game was originally scheduled, and I don't see a lot of people talking about this. This game was originally slated for March.
Yeah, it was the end of March, too, wasn't it?
It was originally slated for a mid to late March release, and they bumped it up a month, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, and everybody was like, oh, sweet, we're getting a month early. That's awesome. No, it's not awesome, because it's missing features that aren't coming out until March. So, that's just, point blank period, plain as day. Like, they pushed the game up for whatever reason. For what? The tournament group, the hardcore Street Fighter community, that's why you push out an unfinished game, and now everybody's pissed off? That's not even good business sense.
No.
Like, you might get a nice little spike in first week sales, but then the word's going to get out, and everybody's going to find out that you put out an unfinished game, and people aren't going to come back to this in a month or 3 months from now and just be like, oh, well, now they patched everything in that's supposed to be in the game, so now we can go buy it. That's not going to happen. You're going to have maybe you might have a good first week. We don't have the numbers yet. Good first week sales. and then word of mouth's gonna get this is not a finished game. You should not spend $60 on this game. You shouldn't, by the way. And then your sales are just gonna drop off. We already got a report that the first week sales in Japan were lower than expected, or lower than Street Fighter 4 Vanilla. And it's like you don't even have the same features that Street Fighter 4 Vanilla had on day one. That's ridiculous.
They don't have the same features that King of Fighters 13, which I think was not 13 but 12. 12's like their weakest
12?
entry. Doesn't even have the same features
because that was the shitty one.
That was the shitty one. And it doesn't even have all the same features that had. And that, for me, like, King of Fighters 12 is like the low bar for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just, it was rushed. It was not, it needed more time.
Which was sad because it looked great in the previews and
right.
I was looking forward to it.
And, like, I feel like it's comparable because even the gameplay itself is solid, but, like, there was no story mode. There were no character endings. There was nothing really there. And in their case, the online was also bad.
Yeah.
Here,
atrocious.
The only modes that are available at launch are story, survival, and online, whether you play ranked or unranked.
Ranked or casual.
And I like how there were like training modes also there. That's not a mode.
That's not a mode. That's not a thing. That's not a feature, all right? That's default, all right?
That's like saying that your game has one-ups.
Yeah.
And putting that on the back of the box is a feature. So
it's like, okay, guys, you should never release a game like this. Flat out. Yes, Ono-san, I don't know what you were thinking or what your bosses were thinking or what, man, but you can't keep doing this. Like, this is the kind of shit that is going to crash the gaming industry a second time. Like, this kind of behavior. Like, you're going to skate by on it because of the goodwill you've already built up. You're going to skate by for a couple of times. And then people are going to wise up. Hashtag wise up. And they're going to stop buying these games. And you guys are going to get increasingly desperate. And then you're going to, start losing millions of dollars. When you do stuff like this, it's not worth it. The short-term results are not worth it in the long term. It's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. And you have to do right by the customers on day one. All right, like it should be obvious. Like you can't release stuff like this just because you think you're gonna get over and get your short-term gains, because people remember, and then it's so frustrating.
It is.
Because you can't do this and it's not going to last. People aren't dumb. You can't treat your customers like they're dumb, because we're not, and we're going to catch on. And then you're going to be like Ubisoft, going to have to skip a year because people finally realize you guys were just cranking out shit. And and you're going to be like, well, we can't pay our bills because we put out a bunch of unfinished games and now people are mad at us.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, I mean, so the story mode's coming in June,
right? Which
means that whatever we're playing now is what we're going to be playing until June.
Yeah.
This is not $60 worth of content. This is not
even a little bit.
This is not 50. This is not 40. Honestly,
30 is being generous.
30 is super generous. I honestly believe that this
just
is
because of the pedigree of Street Fighter,
Right. This is $15 worth of content.
Yeah.
Because
I got the collector's edition. And I got get this art book.
How much did you spend for the collector's edition?
I don't remember. I think it was $100.
Okay.
And so I got this. Comes with the game, obviously. The sweet Ryu statue. I will say this is nice.
That is a cool statue.
Some assembly required. He's dope. I like it.
It is awesome.
And it comes with, not pictured here because it's all digital, a soundtrack sampler and some comic books that you can download on Comixology.com. So Street Fighter comics.
So a sampler, not even like a full soundtrack? Not even
a full soundtrack, which is whack.
There's only 12 tracks in the game.
Well, you can just rip the soundtrack off of YouTube or some crap. Don't rip the soundtrack off of YouTube. But don't do that. But you can find, these songs online, like all of them.
Right.
And there's only like 4 or 5 of the best ones on this. Like maybe 6 tracks total.
That's weird. Like, what about the comics? Are they like
I'm like
full volumes of the
the
comics?
comics are full comics.
No, like, but are they like full volumes? Or are they just
They're not
random
volumes, but
issues?
they're just like random issues of different Street Fighter series.
So you don't even get like a full story going.
Yeah, but at least they're not samplers.
Um,
At least it's not the first 5 pages of a comic, right?
yeah, that'd be bad.
But the comics are fine. They're cool, but extra feature stuff, collector's edition stuff, it means nothing if it's not being supported by a complete game. You understand? Like, if it's not being backed up by a finished feature full game, then all this stuff is like just kind of window dressing. It's just kind of whatever. So that the collector's edition stuff is like it's okay, but I was expecting because we were led to believe a complete game with at least 3 or 4 offline modes. There's not even versus CPU. You can't even just go into versus mode and do versus CPU. That's automatic. That's like a 20-year-old video game feature. That's been in every fighting game since as far back as I can remember.
Right. And it's not available. It strikes me as
it's literally the push of a button.
Yeah, it strikes me as super lazy that they have a mode where you can fight against the computer, and the computer has varying difficulties in survival mode.
Yeah.
So why couldn't they just adapt that into an arcade mode? Why couldn't they just adapt that into a versus mode against the computer? Like, that's not there. And it blows my mind that they are just not putting any effort into the game. And it's just
it's really like it just leaves you speechless. Like we don't even know what to say. Like you're just like, really? Like this is
like how?
What? You're just stunned. Like why would you need the casual market and the people who aren't specifically playing this for the online competitive community or the fighting game community. You need those customers. And the game they put out for $60 does not speak to those customers whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't. And I'm somewhere in the middle. I like all of the single player offline stuff. I like the couch co-op stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Versus mode isn't an issue. That's there, whatever. And I dabble in the online and the ranked and casual matches. I do some of that, but you're not going to see me at a tournament because I'm garbage. but I love Street Fighter. But just they should not erase the game like this.
No.
They need to write a formal apology and put it up online. This is crazy. And like the worst fighting games I played weren't put out like this. So the only thing holding this up as far as it is the fact that the mechanics and the characters are good, are solid, and the characters are fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the only thing saving this game right now. But it's not. I can't justify telling someone to buy this at $60. If they don't have it already.
You can buy that Hyper Street Fighter 2 remake that they made a few years ago for $15, and it has more features.
Yeah.
You can buy Ultra Street Fighter 4 for like $25 on the PS4, and it has way more features.
Yeah, and to be clear, we don't expect day one Street Fighter 5 to have as many features as Ultra Street Fighter 4 in its last day.
Right.
Of being out or since its last update. But what they put out isn't even the bare minimum.
You can get Street Fighter 4 for $10 at GameStop.
Yeah. Who's the bad guy in this game? Who's the big bad? I don't know. Is it Fang? Is it Bison? Is it Nikali? Because they're bad guys, but there's no arcade mode where you got the big bad at the top waiting for you to make that clear, and we gotta wait till June for story mode, which I didn't have a problem with until we got this shell of a game. It didn't occur to me that I was gonna drop $60 on an online game that for the first week was hit or miss, whether or not it worked, and practice mode and really grindy as hell survival mode if you want to get any character colors. I was like, okay, June we're getting story mode, a really fleshed out, developed cinematic story mode. Cool, that's really cool. Provided the game we got on day one was complete. This is not a complete game. Flat out, point blank period, is not a finished game.
So, Street Fighter V dollar value?
Street Fighter V dollar bin. Retail price $60. AZS final verdict $15.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
We might come back in the future as significant updates roll out to adjust our score. But as of February 2016, nah, it's not worth it. Not worth $60. $15 value. You're probably not going to see it for $15. So I guess the point is, don't buy this any earlier than the March update. Period. It's ridiculous that they put it out like this. Absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable! And I love Street Fighter. You know how hard I wanted to stand for this game and just make, excuses.
I mean, people could watch our last video, and they should,
because
we were praising
the love it.
The beta.
Yeah.
We love the gameplay, and we want to make this clear. The gameplay is solid. The content is just not there. Truly,
if all you care about is online, playing competitively online, or just playing casually online. If all you care about is online versus other people, then go ahead and spend your money. But if you care about getting any kind of actual value as a complete game, online and offline capability or whatever, wait. Don't get this yet. It's not worth the asking price, and you're not going to find any good deals on it for at least another month. So that's the word from us.
Now imagine the people that went out and got the game at launch and also bought the season pass right away for another $30.
Yeah, I did not buy the season pass.
Neither did I, because that's $90 worth of content.
Yeah,
for like $90 worth that they say it is for $15 worth of game at the moment.
Yeah, I'm okay with them releasing the game with 16 characters and rolling out another 6 throughout the year, but I'm not paying another $30 considering what we don't get on day one.
Yeah,
it's not okay.
What a disappointment!
It's not okay. Capcom, you fucked up.
It's okay, man. It'll be fine. It's not okay. Maybe they'll fix it. Maybe.
We'll see, Capcom. Oh, almost forgot. They're working on this, but as of 2 weeks into this game being out, no punish for rage quitters.
Oh.
No penalty for rage quitters whatsoever. They've addressed the issue and they're working on it. And they said they are working on a permanent fix. And in the meantime, if someone rage quits, the best way to get notify them is to use the share feature and notify them, I guess, on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. But
yeah. And the worst part is rage quitting means so much more this time around, because it's not just your ranking; it's that when you win, you earn 50 fight money.
Yeah.
Which means if you're kicking ass for 2 rounds, and then all of a sudden somebody rage quits, you're out.
Yeah.
You're just. That's wrong. That is so wrong. It's happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
People get
maybe a couple of times.
People get really mad when they have like a Ken or a Ryu, and then a grappler just wrecks them.
I beat an Akali. He's not really a grappler, but I beat an Akali, and as soon as the last jump kick hit him in the face, and just bing 4006.
Yeah.
Connection lost.
Yeah.
Like,
the fact that they didn't have a system in place from day one for rage quitting, which, by the way, they did in Street Fighter 4. I feel really bad comparing this to one of their older games.
Yeah.
But when their older games got it right from day one,
yeah,
I don't understand how, especially in this case where there's actual monetization involved in winning.
And it's really a problem. Then it's not just kind of a problem. It's like offensive. Then it's serious.
The second word got out that you can just rage quit and
nothing
lose,
happens.
and nothing happens. People are like,
you don't lose any rank or anything.
All right, everyone will rage quit.
Yeah. So because I fought, and it's easy to find rage quitters because like I'm ranked like super bronze right now, and I've ended up I was like scraping my way up to ultra bronze, and I was fighting a couple silvers, and they were garbage, and I was like, "How are you ranked silver? You're terrible. I've been getting my ass kicked for the last 3 days." Quit. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that too. All right, along with the online being unstable as hell for the first week, there's no punishment for rage quitters. They're still working on it. Could be another 2 weeks before we even hear anything. It'll be March, basically. We're in the tail end of February. It'll be probably the March update before we get anything to deal with that.
And that'll be mid-March. So, frankly, if you already have this game and you want to voice your concerns, I recommend tweeting to @CapcomUnity. Because that's the official Capcom Twitter account, and you need to.
Yeah.
If you have problems, they need to know. And this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
I'm down $60.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm mad as hell.
Yeah. This is a $15 early access game, the way they put it out. Straight up. Modes are missing. There's modes that should be in there that aren't ready yet. And then there's some that just aren't even anywhere to be found that should be there because they've been there forever.
I love how patronizing it is that they're like, we're considering an arcade mode now that so many people are mentioning it.
No, don't consider. Just
like,
fucking do it.
How do you...
Yesterday.
How was that not a consideration day one? At this point, we're getting into repetition.
Yeah, now we're going in circles.
But...
All right. Hashtag fuck Capcom.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Sick of playing with y'all. Next.
So back Capcom.
Back to Capcom again.
So, Mega Man's got another anniversary. Yay. He did it. He's lasted this long. And at the end of last year, they released the Mega Man Legacy Collection digitally for $15 for the PS4 and the Xbox One. And now it's available digitally for $15 on the Wii U, the PS4, the Xbox One, and the 3DS. And you get Mega Man games 1 through 6. They also have physical versions of the game for $30 on the 3DS, PS4, and Xbox One. The major difference, other than it being a physical disc that you get these on, is that they come with 4 stickers. They come with theme downloads for each system, which generally costs between $2 and $4 total. Another soundtrack sampler of like 1 or 2 songs per game. And I find this really confusing because it's a download. It's a download code. Why not just give us Mega Man 1 through 6 soundtracks?
Capcom, why are you being stingy with your music, man? Just give it to us. It costs you nothing.
And then, for the 3DS only, there is the limited edition. And it comes with a physical copy of the game, no alterations otherwise. So it's got the themes, it's got the stickers. But it also comes with 6 postcards. We're going to flash up some of the art right here so you can see that's some pissed off Mega Man. Why is he so angry? And...
because they released the game like this.
The main thing that it comes with is the gold Mega Man amiibo. Which, if you're an amiibo collector, you're like, yes, I want that, and I must have it. Like me.
Yes.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
Isn't that one of them?
Isn't that great? I mean, it looks... I mean, in terms of the paint job, it's the similar paint job if you got the gold Mega Man, or the gold Mario amiibo. The eyes are slightly darker, but everything else is gold. it's a beautiful figurine because of the first one, the original one was well built. But it's weird that they simultaneously took such care in packaging and then such not care. It's like, this is how I pulled it out of the box. There's no amiibo paper. There's no background here. You know, there's like a plastic backing right here that you can kind of see to help hang it in place if you're going to put it on your wall or on a peg or something. It is mind-blowing that they put this much care into it.
And at the same time, didn't.
But also they have the piece of tinfoil at the bottom, so you can't just scan it in while keeping it in its non-box.
Are there others that don't?
No, all of the amiibo have these, with the exception of Shovel Knight.
Oh, okay.
Shovel Knight, the guys that made that were like, well, people like to display it, so we're gonna let them stay. How nice of them at Yacht Club. Yeah, this I just offend a few amiibo collectors. There we go. And just and what have we got here? We have a really nice Megs Man. He's so nice.
That's good.
But the question then becomes, are these games worth it? So here's the funny thing. On the Wii U, the PS4, and the Xbox One, Mega Man's 1 through 6 run smooth as butter. Yeah, 60 frames. You get the expected slowdown when there's a lot of sprites on screen because they are NES ports, which is to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
On the 3DS, however, there's a weird thing with Mega Man 5. And that is, when you play Mega Man 5, it's running at about 20 frames per second. All the time. And the reason that this is such an egregious offense, other than the fact that, 1 out of 6 games is messed up, the 3DS version includes the Japanese versions of the game. You can switch over at any time. Rockman 5 plays 60 frames, not a problem. So literally, it's just Mega Man 5 that's not working correctly. So I recommend you heading to Twitter and using hashtag FixMM5. Let the folks at Capcom Unity know that this is a problem that they need to fix. Because of that, you kind of have to sit there and ask yourself, what, if you want to buy this, which version should I get? If you just want Mega Man's 1 through 6, and you really don't care about extra things like themes or whatever, go ahead and get the digital version. Because that's just $15. And if you really want the themes, you spend an extra $2.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on the 3DS, there's 2 themes, so you're going to spend an extra $4. So you're still spending less than $20 for 6 Mega Man games. Plus, there are challenge modes on the game.
Right.
So it's kind of like NES Remix, where it'll warp you to a level and tell you, just get from point A to point B without dying through a slog of levels, or go through all the bosses without power-ups.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Some of these challenges are really, really hard, but it's also really fun. So I'd say that there is a solid $15 value in the digital version. The physical version, again, when you add everything up, the soundtracks have been available for years online.
Yeah.
So if you're really jonesing...
Everybody who wants his music usually already has it.
Yeah, that's not an issue. If you want the themes, you could just get it separately. I can't recommend the physical version of the game. Now, the special edition version of the game that comes with the Gold Mega Man amiibo, that's kind of debatable because it does come with a physical version of the game. But that said, the game itself is worth $15. Amiibo, if this had sold on the market by itself, if they'd actually put packaging and effort into it, it would have been retail price of $13. So already you're looking at still under $30. Postcards? What am I going to do with the postcards? Nobody mails anything anymore. What am I supposed to do? Hang them up on my wall? No, I'm not going to do that for postcards. Certainly not of oddly angry Mega Man.
Yeah.
I'd say that buy this at your own discretion. I'm a collector of Amiibo. I love Mega Man. I absolutely had to have. I had to have it. I had
Respect.
to have it.
Respect.
And I again, I just love this little figurine.
I can't judge you.
Oh, well, thank you. Because you're scanned into video games.
No.
Ah, so mine's got one up on Ryu. So, is it a solid $15 buy? Yes. Buy digital. Physical? No. If you have the 3DS and you got the special edition, if you're really big into Amiibo, then I'd say go ahead. But bear in mind you're also getting a messed up version of Mega Man 5. So remember, let Capcom know, #FixMM5.
Yeah, you found out from who was it?
Oh yeah, so like I started tweeting about this through a couple of different like Mega Man fans, like the Mega Man Network, Protodude's Rockman Corner, and one of the folks that works at Digital Eclipse, or one of the folks at Mega Man Network were like, I wonder if the guys at Digital Eclipse know about this.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the head programmers at Digital Eclipse is like, yeah, we just found out about this on Thursday. We're recording this on Saturday, by the way. Yeah, we just found out about this on Thursday, but our contract is up, so we're no longer working on the game.
Yeah.
So, well, then who's going to fix it? The answer is going to have to be Capcom. Capcom, please fix our little golden boy.
Yeah. Or contract those guys for, another month or whatever you got to do to get it straightened out.
At least one of them.
And, yeah.
You only had like 10 guys working on the original games.
Just Rockman is fine and then Mega Man isn't. What? Rockman 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rockman 5, no problem.
And just to be clear, the 3DS version is the only version that includes the Japanese ones as well.
Yeah.
That was like a bonus feature for the 3DS, along with some unlockable amiibo challenges.
The bonus is better than the base content. What is this?
How is that even? So, that said, I actually did play through all the games. I beat them all, including Mega Man 5 at 20 frames per second.
Ooh, that's a slog.
Which took a long time. Took significantly longer than the other one.
It's getting cheating.
But I really like the collection. I think that digitally, particularly if you have a PS4, an Xbox One, I believe it's on Steam as well, or the Wii U, get it. Solid $15. It's funny because we were just talking about another Capcom game, which is not a happy $15.
Not a happy 15.
So that's really it for this episode. But we have something extra special for all of our viewers. We're going to do a contest.
Contest time.
Whoa! And what we have to give away is a special edition copy of Mega Man Legacy Collection on the 3DS. This is complete. It is unopened. We have a gift receipt. This is going to be the one that has the postcards, the 3DS themes, the 4 stickers, the game itself, all in one nice package. We got this for you guys because we like you.
And we want you to like us desperately. Is it working?
We really want you to like us. In fact, to win this, we want you to like, we want you to subscribe, maybe share the video if you got the time. We also need you to leave a comment. And
This is important.
this is super important. In the comments, we want you to choose one of two. You can either tell us your favorite Mega Man story, or tell us your worst Street Fighter frustration. Either or, along with liking and subscribing, will put you in the running for this. And we will get back to you as soon as we can once we have a winner. We're thinking that it will be about 2 weeks we're going to run this contest.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully you have somebody by then. If we don't have somebody in 30 days, we have to take our little friend Mega Man back to the store.
where he'll live at Target. And he'll be sad when he could live with you.
He needs a home. So tell us. Tell us what your favorite memory is. Or most hated Street Fighter memory is.
Cap communism. Beautiful.
In communist Russia, Capcom buys you.
Alright, guys.
Alright, guys, that's it for Zenny Saved, February 27th, 2016. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend.